ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। We'll study the portion, middle path.
Keep to the middle path. Humanity has fallen into improper ways of living. As a result, people working in their own field of activity are fatigued. Sick and tired of life, they merely look forward to weekends and vacations. The problem stems from the mind. The lack of development of the intellect causes the mind to run wild into the extremities of living and suffer the consequences thereof. To live a perfect life, one would need the active support of the intellect. Building a strong intellect, however, would involve time and effort. Until the intellect is strengthened, people should carefully examine the pattern of their present life. The mind is prone to drive actions to the extremes when the intellect is not available for monitoring them. The general lifestyle could be improved by avoiding the extremities of living that an ungoverned mind pursues. Hence, certain precautionary measures are suggested herein to avoid deviations from the proper way of life and follow the middle path, a path between indulgence and abstinence, a behavioral pattern of moderation and regulation in life's activities. It should help you practice a general discipline until the intellect is fortified to govern the mind. A developed intellect would then direct the mind to execute proper action all through your life. Initially, you need to analyze the different facets of life. What are the extremities in these facets? Where do they lead you to? How should you avoid those that are detrimental and follow the right path? The analysis starts from the material world and moves on to the inner layers of your personality. 1. The human equation with material wealth has been abominable. People all over run after the world with an insatiable thirst for wealth. They crave for more and more, and none has found contentment, satisfaction in acquiring any quantum of wealth. Not realizing this truth, the human craving has crossed all limits. Such craving of the mind with no intellectual governance has led many to cut through moral and legal barriers and meet with serious consequences. Another class of people entertains a fanatic belief that wealth is obnoxious in itself, and they forcefully abstain from wealth and live a frustrated life. Such people merely suppress their desires and suffer inwardly. Thus, both the approaches to wealth lack intellectual penetration and are fundamentally wrong. Extreme craving or abstinence. Both these paths of extremity lead one to suffering and sorrow. Hence, human beings need to avoid these two extremities and follow the middle path. A path of knowledge and understanding of the part played by material wealth. Wealth is a commodity which can be exchanged for material objects, period. With money, you could buy sense objects, no more. Money cannot purchase love or knowledge. However, you need material objects, food, drink for your living. Therefore, you must understand the role of wealth in your life and conduct yourself accordingly. There is no need for craving or shunning wealth. Therein lies the perennial question: when is enough enough? William Shakespeare provides the answer to this question in his play Hamlet. In the play, the minister Polonius gives an invaluable advice to his son Leatus on the eve of his departure to study abroad. The piece of advice that relates to wealth states, "Costly thy habit as thy purse can buy, but not expressed in fancy, rich, not gaudy." You may enjoy wealth commensurate with your status, no more, no less. Be rich, but not gaudy, not living beyond your means, no borrowing, no exploitation, no exhibition of wealth regardless of what you're worth. There is no taboo to material well-being, but learn to be content with what you possess. You may then aspire to gain more. That determines the middle path with respect to wealth. 2. As regards one's attention to the physical body, again there are two sets of people. One set is obsessed with one's physical fitness. They spend all their time torturing the body with endless fitness programs and regulating their calorie intake. They have only two consultants in their life, the weighing machine and the mirror. With their living revolving around just the physical body, they pay no attention to their inner personality. There are others who totally neglect their physical body and let it slip into any shape it takes. They indulge in indiscriminate eating habits and refrain from any form of physical exercise. Become obese and develop physical ailments. One must learn to strike the balance between the two extremes. Neither undue obsession for physical training and wellness, nor total negligence of it. Remember, the physical body is the vehicle that transports you from experience to experience all through your life. You need to keep it in good repair. Understand its role in life and act accordingly. Follow the middle path. 3. The 5 sense organs, eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin, have a natural tendency to reach for their respective sense objects. The eyes wish to see better color and form. The ears tend to listen to pleasant sounds. The nose likes to smell something sweet. The tongue fancies good taste. Thus all the five senses go extrovert to feed on their respective pasture lands. Moreover, the sense objects themselves lend a natural attraction to the sense organs. Thus there is a push and a pull. The sense organs running after the objects and the sense objects drawing the senses towards them. In this predicament, people lacking intellect take to two different paths. One type of persons allow themselves to indulge in sensual pleasures indiscriminately and becomes slaves to the senses. The other type fanatically believes that pleasures derived from senses are prohibitive, and they take a stance of total abstinence from any form of sense gratification. Such persons, who are not free from inherent desire for sensual pleasures, turn into frustrated, suppressed, repressed individuals. The middle path runs between the two extremes. Human senses are there to enjoy the sense objects, but one should neither indulge in them excessively nor abstain from them totally. Just follow the middle path and maintain the right equation with the senses. 4. The emotions of the mind could also drive a person to extremities. Bereft of intellectual support, humans are tossed between emotions running amok and a state dry of emotion. Thus, there are two types of people. One set of persons is flooded with feelings and emotions with no control over them. They become emotional, impulsive, involved in the affairs of the world. And their minds remain attached, possessive with their business, family, practically everything they meet in their lives. Such emotional involvement in life causes mental agitation and suffering. The other set of people lives a life devoid of emotion, no feeling, no reaction towards any person, object, or situation, either positive or negative. Their mind is an emotional desert. The middle path lies between these two extremities. When a person has emotion but is not emotional, keep to the neutral path. 5. The intellect itself needs to follow the middle path. Instead, it takes to two extreme directions. Either remains fallow without developing, building its strength, or merely borrows knowledge laid down by predecessors. Thus, one class of persons does not use their existing intellect to build it further, render it stronger for use in their life. As a result, their intellects remain weak and ineffectual for all purposes, and they become human mannequins. The other class of people uses the intellect only as a conduit to collect information, knowledge from external agencies like schools and universities, those become well informed, knowledgeable in one or more subjects. They gain mere intelligence and turn themselves into human computers. No more. Not realizing that a computer with all its knowledge faces a serious handicap, like one which is fed with the expertise of safety measures cannot save itself when the building is on fire. So too, the most profound knowledge acquired from the past cannot help one handle life's challenges. Thus, the ill use of the intellect has led human beings to two extremities: dumb mannequins or intelligent computers. Hence, you need to take the middle path that leads you to success, progress, and peace. And that is to use your existing intellect to gain knowledge as well as build its strength, make it more powerful through the process of thinking. Thinking is an art, skill, technique. It has to be learned and practiced like playing the violin or flying an aircraft. Thus, a powerful intellect with adequate knowledge would spell success in what you do and find peace in your life. 6. In the religious sphere as well, people have taken two extremes. One class of persons rejects religion as baseless, useless in life. The other class blindly follows the non-essentials of religion. Such people believe in and practice mere religious rites and rituals. The true spiritual path is neither of these two. It is a clear understanding of its philosophy and ingraining it in life. The quintessence of any religion is its philosophy. The rituals prescribed therein are meant for illiterate masses who are unable to grasp and follow its inherent philosophy. Mere adherence to rituals without understanding and practicing its meaning and purpose tantamounts to consuming the husk and discarding the grain. The middle path in religion envisages understanding its philosophic message and grafting it in one's practical life. Lord Buddha has pronounced to humanity over 2,500 years ago the importance of intellect to reason and accept the righteous path of life. Do not believe what you have heard. Do not believe in tradition because it is handed down by many generations. Do not believe in anything that has been spoken of many times. Do not believe because the written statements come from some old sage. Do not believe in conjecture. Do not believe in authority or teachers or elders. But after careful observation and analysis, when it agrees with reason and it will benefit one and all, then accept it and live by it.
Middle path. We just studied the middle path, isn't it? Because I thought everybody switched off and went away. Nobody is here. Mhm. Middle means neutral. Middle means to be upright. Middle means to be in the center, centered. This is known as the middle path. So the word middle means to be neutral, to be upright, to be centered. What it means is to investigate and penetrate to the core of life, see it with an unbiased approach. That is called the middle path. You investigate the problem from various angles, analyze the findings, understand the truths thoroughly, and then find a reasonable conclusion. That's what he's calling it as the middle path. That's what Buddha is calling it as the middle path. How did this come about? By observing the activities of the humankind. If you observe the way in which the human beings are functioning, middle path is a solution from that behavior pattern. So if you understand how human beings are functioning, you take a decision, you make a decision, and when you have made a decision, in the decision itself, a preparation is happening to go opposite to that decision. Again, you take a decision. As you have made a decision, in that decision itself, the momentum, the preparation has started happening to move into the opposite direction. This understanding of human mind brought about the middle path, which is very difficult to understand. Moralities can be understood, ethics can be understood because it's all polarities. Anything that is spoken in extreme, it's easy to understand. Again, I repeat. Anything that is spoken in extreme is easy to understand. You can sit and theorize the world is real, it's easy to understand. You can sit and theorize the world is illusion, that is also easy to understand. But to be in the middle and say we don't know whether it is real or unreal is difficult. That is middle path. Again, I repeat. To move to one extreme and say it is real is easy. To move to another extreme and theorize it and call it as unreal is also easy. To be in the middle path and to say, I don't know whether to call it as real or unreal is difficult. Because, carefully follow. To be in the middle always looks like a confusion. To take to extremes looks like clarity. What to do now? How to even explain this to humanity? That's why full middle path will go to the next chapter very soon. Because to be in extremes looks like clarity, to be in the middle looks like confused. Why it looks like confusion? Because, understand this, the law, the mind starts arranging for the opposite. Middle path comes from this understanding of human ways of functioning. And then it is divided into 6 topics, 6 aspects. We'll see all that. The common formula for all the 6 is one. What is the common formula? The mind starts arranging for the opposite. We have seen the pendulum any number of times. That is what mind is. The pendulum and the mind is one and the same. you will decide not to get angry. In that decision that I will not get angry, the momentum for the next anger has started. Again. So in any decision that the mind makes, in that decision itself, the movement towards the opposite has started. When you love a person, the momentum has started to hate that person also very soon. It's a question of time, that's all. 5 years, 10 years, 30 years, 40 years doesn't make a difference. It moves into the it moves into the opposite. Secondly, it is the movement of opposites that keeps it going. Okay. Supposing if the pendulum stops in the middle, what happens? If pendulum stops in the middle, what happens? Time stops. Clock stops. If you can bring the mind to the middle path, life comes to an end. Life comes to a conclusion. Meaning the madness comes to a conclusion. The madness comes to a conclusion. If only you can bring the mind and stay put in the middle. But it is very difficult for the mind to stay put in the middle because mind means movement. Mind means movement. Mind means aimless, purposeless movement. You have to define it more clearly. Mind means movement. Very correct. Mind means aimless, purposeless, futile movement. Which is very difficult to understand because it is the movement of the mind that has brought us out so many things. It is this movement of the mind that has given us so many things. So how can you call it as purposeless, futile, useless movement? So mind is that which moves and the movement is useless, purposeless, futile. Why? Because it is simply moving from one opposite to the other opposite. These great masters who have observed the way in which the humanity is living, understood what is the mind that is driving this way of living. What is the nature of the mind that drives humanity to this way of living? What is the mind that drives humanity to this way of living? The mind that is moving in opposites. The more it moves to the right, the more it moves to the left. It's gathering momentum to come to the left. But at any point of time, the mind will get stuck to one and it will think it is only that. Again, at any point of time, the mind will be in one extreme and it will think this is it. Middle path is a very beautiful technique. All Vedantic techniques, you should understand, they will not tell you what to do. They will say what all you should not do. By eliminating what all you should not do, you will arrive at what you should do. Remember this technique again. So when we ask what to do, why are you saying what all you should not do? This is the classic Vedic Vedantic way of educating. Neti, neti, not this, not this, not this. What is middle path? Avoiding the extremes. Avoiding the extremes is the middle path. Remain in the middle. Remember the story we always give about the prince who joined Buddha Sangha. The prince joined. The whole kingdom couldn't believe it. The whole kingdom just couldn't accept it. No one has ever imagined that this man will take to sannyas. Have you ever observed the indulgent mind sometimes will pretend to be like the mind that has gone to one extreme of indulgence? Because of the sheer boredom and frustration of indulgence, it will move to the other extreme of pretending to be very disciplined. The very frustration of being disciplined will make the mind move to the other extreme of indulgence. So, the whole kingdom that saw the prince, an indulgent prince, suddenly becoming sannyas. Everybody came and asked Buddha, what miracle you did that you converted the prince? What is the miracle that the prince got converted? And you know what Buddha said? Buddha said, I didn't do anything. It is his own preparation. He has been preparing to come to this extreme. An indulgent person is expected to be, and an indulgent person is expected to withdraw from indulgences at some point of time. The one who has withdrawn from indulgences at some point of time, the person who's withdrawn from indulgences will take to the path of abstinence. The person who's in abstinence will come back to indulgence. To be in the middle means neither abstinence nor indulgence. Are you okay? To be in the middle means what? Neither abstinence nor indulgence. A person who is mad after wealth, one day will start running away from wealth. And when we see the person who's mad after wealth, running away from wealth, we say, what a transformation has happened. Are you able to follow now? That's why in the world, if anybody come and say this person has transformed, within me, I tell myself, the law is correct. There's no transformation, simply moved from one extreme to the other extreme. That's all. There's no transformation. Because transformation means to be in the middle is transformation. Moving into extremes is not transformation. Are you able to follow? Very, very cunning and very, very funny is the way in which the mind functions. Because the person who's mad after wealth, at some point of time will go to the other extreme. What is the other extreme? Running away from wealth. Okay. What is moving in extremes means the mind that which says this is extremely important at one stage in life, the same mind about the same object and the same person at another point in time will say it is useless. That is moving in extremes. The same mind that says I can't live without this person, the same mind says I can live only if I run away from this person. It's the same. So that's why we say when the mind is moving in one extreme, the opposite looks like transformation. Don't fall for this fallacy. I don't know whether it is making sense or not. When I say it's not making sense or not, because extreme attention is required to understand what is this way of the mind functioning. So difficult it is. Whether you are mad for wealth or you are mad against wealth, madness remains. It doesn't matter whether for or against. Are you able to follow? Middle path means movement, freedom from this madness. Very, very beautiful is this middle path. Again, I repeat, what people call as transformation, first you understand that what people call as transformation is not transformation at all. Why? Because they are just moving from one extreme to the other extreme. At one point of time, the mind will want to live for it. At another point of time, the mind will want to live against it. Nevertheless, but mind has to move either for or against, which is too difficult to comprehend. And if you understand this, then you understand how middle path becomes a solution. Sometimes I used to think the most complicated path is the middle path. No, even though we keep saying it's a easy technique, it's not. It's not that. Come back to the story of the prince who joined the Sangha. Come back to that story now. What all Buddha thought, this fellow went against all that. And still in the association of Buddha. It happens always. A person will come and sit under the feet of the master and do exactly the opposite of what the teaching is and still claim that he is a follower, disciple. Funny it is. Buddha allowed 2 meals a day for his disciples. This man started eating once in 2 days. Buddha said all the students have 2 meals a day. This man started eating once in 2 days. Buddha gave simple clothes for his students. This prince started walking naked. And everybody is wonderstruck at the transformation of the prince. You also will fall at the feet of the prince. No, if you see a prince like that, everybody will go and fall at the feet of the prince. Wow, what a transformation, sir. You turn it took, sir. From that extreme, we can't believe this person has come to this. What do you mean this person come? Only this person will come here. Who else can come here? Are you able to follow the logic? Are you able to understand how the mind functions? Only the person in one extreme will come to the other extreme. What is the big transformation in that? What is the big fun in that? There's nothing. If everybody would sit under tree for resting, this prince will go and sit under the sun. Wow. He eats once in 2 days, sits under the sun, goes naked. What a transformation. What a transformation. Buddha's teaching was forgotten and all disciples were almost ready to follow the prince now. Are you able to follow? Aparna. Buddha is forgotten. Buddha is forgotten. The Buddha's teachings are forgotten. And this man became the hero now. This man became the new teacher. Why? Because he is in agreement with the mind of the disciple. What is agreement? Move in extremes. Move in extremes. He became so ugly, he became so black, he became so burnt, he became so tanned. Nobody could realize that he is the prince. Nobody could realize that he is the prince. And every day he is seeking audience with Buddha. Buddha wasn't giving him appointment. Phone பண்றாரு, WhatsApp message அனுப்புறாரு, SMS அனுப்புறாரு. He is not responding to anything, isn't it? You call, he is not responding. You WhatsApp, he is not responding. SMS, he is not responding. Through some other phone also you try, he is not responding. 6 months. When the whole lot is about to move to the other extreme, like this man, Buddha called the prince and said, one evening he called him and said, I'm very tired today. No, I'm very tired. I heard you are a good musician. He's a very good veena player, string instrument. Very good veena player. Can you play a song for me? The prince was very happy. The prince got very happy. The prince got so happy because Buddha has never asked for anything. And he's saying, and he never complains of anything. Now he's complaining that I am tired. I want entertainment. Play a song. Looks like Buddha has fallen down now, no? Looks like Buddha has fallen down now. And this prince was so happy. He is so happy, extremely happy. The veena was brought. He was trying to string it. He was trying to string it. Buddha said, wait. Just play. Just play. The prince said, you don't understand. If the strings are too loose, no music will come. If the strings are too tight, no music will come. The strings must be in the middle, just exactly in the middle, not too loose, not too tight, not too loose, not too tight. Who knows how to set it? Buddha is asking the prince. Who knows how to set it? He says, it is easy to play the veena, but only a master can set the strings right. That's why it is always the master that comes and sets the strings and gives you to practice. Have you ever observed it? You cannot do it, because if you do it, you will not know where to stop. You will keep cutting the strings all the time. So it is the master that comes and sets the strings for you right in the middle and then says, play. Buddha said, stop playing. I don't want your songs and all now. In the last 6 months, I'm observing you. What are you doing? Previously, you are too loose. Now you are too tight. Previously, you were too loose. Now you are too tight. But only a master knows how to keep you in the middle. Only the teacher knows how to keep you in the middle. This middle is called, avoiding the strings not to be too loose nor too tight is called the middle path. It's called the middle path. Are you okay till now? Now, another law of the mind. So much we keep talking about the mind in each and every class. I lost track of what all I'm saying. Have you ever observed the extreme always has a fascination for the mind? The extremities fascinates the mind. To be in the middle is not at all attractive. To be in the middle means to be neutral. Go to the definition, how we started defining from the beginning. You follow now? Mind always likes this fascination. It cannot be in the middle. That's why you talk to anybody, you say something, they will start talking exactly the opposite. But sir, they will go to the other extreme. This person is a bad person. No, sir, but this person is good. Oh, now that we have agreed this person is good, let us start following this person. No, this person is not that good. So funny to have conversations with kids. Even Tom and Jerry show is not that hilarious. The way in which the human mind is like, it's a cartoon show, almost like a cartoon show. The human, most like the cartoon show, the human mind is. That's why the wise person don't need any entertainment at all. Just looking at people around, constantly entertained. Why? Because the mind moves simply in extreme. It has a fascination for the extremes. Why? Because only if you go to an extreme, you can argue for it, against it. If you are in the middle, you cannot say either I am for it or against it. The mind dies. The death of the mind means the death of the ego. You follow? To be in the middle means the death of the mind. To be in the middle means the death of the ego. But mind likes to take polarities. That's why you will always have two groups fighting, isn't it? One group for it, another group against it, without coming to any conclusion, isn't it? Still, people are debating, whether Rama is right or wrong, isn't it? One group will say Rama is right, another group will say Rama is wrong, one group will say Rama for it, another group is against Rama, and the discussions will go on and on and on. And finally, what is the conclusion, sir? To be in the middle. Are you okay till now? To be in the middle means, this is how the analysis is. To be in the middle means right thinking. And the definition of right thinking is this. The definition of right thinking is this. What is the definition of right thinking? Understanding everything in a context is right thinking. The meaning comes from the context. Again, I repeat, right thinking means the clarity to understand everything in a context. Mind takes everything out of context. Taking it out of context means moving into extremes. So if you want, what is right thinking? Right thinking is understanding everything within the boundaries in which it has to be understood. If you move out of the boundaries, you are moving into the extremes. You decide one thing on one extreme, and a few years later, the mind will move to the other. One of the persons was telling me yesterday, I take a decision, sir. I have taken some decision. Few years later, I went exactly the opposite. Now I am taking a decision. What guarantee is there that I will not do exactly the opposite after a few years? I said, obviously, you will do that only. Where is the doubt? Where is the doubt? You will do that only. No doubt at all. Why? Because moving in one opposite is a preparation to come to the other opposite. You get angry, you decide not to get angry, repent, and get angry again. You get angry, and then you take a decision not to get angry, and you will get angry, and you will repent. Does the cycle stop? It starts again. Again. This is what these great masters found observing the way in which the human being lives life. So in order to help from this insane, mad way of living, middle path is a solution. Generally people say, I have transformed, sir. Nothing of it will happen again. It's a question of time. They'll go back and do the same thing. Never is an extreme. Never again I will do it. Never again I will do it. Never is an extreme. Never is an extreme. Meaning, if you take a decision, never again I will do it, very soon you will do it. Then what does a human being do? Then what does a human being do? Don't take these extreme positions. That's why Buddha comes up with everything. He says right. He says the right listening, the right living, the right eating, everything he says right. What they call as the 8 steps of Buddha. Everything he uses the word right. Right means the right proportion, the right quantum. Right means the right proportion, the right quantum. But very difficult for the mind to do that. Because to be in the middle means to understand the absurdity of opposites. To be in the middle means you have realized, you have understood the meaninglessness of opposites. That is being in the middle. He stands in the middle and sees both the opposites so clearly. And he only understands the opposite means the opposite is nothing but the perversion of one. Opposite is nothing but the perversion of one. So in Vedanta we say understand everything rightly, understand everything rightly, understand everything rightly. What is understanding everything rightly? To understand means understand everything in the context in which it is happening or spoken or said or done. Please understand that. Life doesn't have there is no set of general rules in life, even though we believe that there are certain general rules in life. Mind doesn't go by that. Even though we believe that there are general rules, it's all for the person who has understood, for the person who wants to grow spiritually, they understand. What? Understand everything that is told, said in a whatever was done, whatever was said, whatever is happening, understand everything in a certain, because it's happening in the context only it is happening. Context means it's there only as far as the condition is there. And those conditions are so fluid. Those conditions are so changing. That which you understand in one context, you cannot understand it in another. You cannot bring the same understanding to another context. But sir, the same person said that, and why that same person is saying like that now? Yeah, that person and that context said it. In that person, it is saying this. You are seeing a same person. You are calling it as the same person because you are seeing the same body and you are saying the same body. Even the body itself is not same, isn't it? It gives, how do you even say that? But the mind inside that body, the mind that is directing the body, the fluctuations are opposites. These people have understood the way in which the human mind functions, and then they say, follow the middle path. Follow the middle path simply means understanding everything rightly. There is no technique of going to do something. If you thought middle path means they will give us a list of what I should do and what I should not do. That is not middle path. Middle path is simply the right understanding. With this, we will go into the text now, because this is the basis in which the text has to be understood. Now, if we go into the text, very long portion, isn't it? Very long portion. It's not long. It's just divided life into 6 categories and spoken about the extremes. Divided life into 6 categories and simply spoken about the extremes. First, wealth. One person says wealth can save. Another person says artham anartham bhave nityam bhajagovindam. I have read, sir. Wealth is calamitous. Middle path means it is calamitous and necessary. What is middle path now? To say it is necessary is one extreme. To say it is calamitous is another extreme. But to say that it is necessary and calamitous at the same time. Meaning, if you have the right understanding about wealth, then you can stick to the middle path about wealth. Are you able to follow how he is arriving at it? Otherwise, the mind moves in opposites. The mind is moving in opposite. What is the extreme? One person can say, without wealth, I cannot survive. Another person say, wealth is useless. One person say, wealth is useful. Another person say, wealth is useless. And the person who doesn't have wealth says, wealth is useful. The person who has wealth says, Bayandas are jasti vardu. Isn't it? Problems only is happening, fear only is coming, nothing is happening out of it. What is middle path here? In a context, wealth is useless. In a context, wealth is calamitous. In what context wealth is useful? For worldly transactions, it is useful. For your security, for your peace of mind, for your inner stability, it is calamitous. Depending on wealth is calamitous. The context makes it clear. Are you able to follow now? Wealth is useful from the worldly transaction standpoint. But that which is useful for that which is there for a transactional purposes, if you take it as that which is there only for transactional purposes, if you take it as real and get attached to it, it is calamitous. It means, is wealth calamitous or you not having understanding about wealth is the problem? Is wealth the problem, or you not having an understanding regarding wealth is the problem? Not having an understanding about wealth is the problem. Share market la nalla போயின்னு இருக்குது சார், ப்ராஃபிட்லாம் வந்துன்னு இருக்குது. ஆனா பயம் also has started. Fear also has started. For we do not know when it is going to crash. When it is crashing, you are hoping for, when it is crashing, another bear and bull. That's what they say, no? Bearish, bullish. I don't know what is the. I don't know what. I don't know what both the words means. When it is going up, you fear the fall. When the fall is there, you hope it's going to go up. But nevertheless, you are all the time disturbed only. Nevertheless, disturbance is the end result. Doesn't matter in which extreme you are. What is middle path in relation to the wealth? He gives a tool for thinking. The tool for thinking for middle path is this. What is the tool for middle path? What is the tool that is given for understanding middle path in relation to wealth? Only one word. And that one word is the middle path regarding the wealth. What is that one word? What is that one word regarding wealth? If you know that one word, you have understood what is middle path in relation to the wealth. What is that one word? Type பண்ணுங்க. I also need a drink break. Just one word. Commodity. If you understand that one word, you have understood what is middle path in relation to wealth. Commodity, support. I'm looking at that. What all they're typing? Commodity, support, purchase, transactional value, transactional value only. One word that gives you the complete understanding that you have understood middle path in relation to wealth is that one word. And the entire world is going exactly opposite of that word. Clue I have given. The clue is the entire world is doing exactly the opposite. If I say that word, oh, delusion. Abba. Shankaracharya Mari answer. Delusion. Peace. Gautam Buddha. Gautam Buddha is saying peace. Shankaracharya is saying delusion. The book says loan. Loan. Borrowing. If that one word loan is understood, you have understood what is middle path in relation to wealth. Again, if you have understood that one word loan, you have understood what is middle path in relation to wealth. Similarly, for each and everything, I'll keep giving. What is that one word that he is giving? It's there in the book. Yeah, it's there in the book only. First thing, the middle path in relation to wealth is loan. And the whole world is going against the middle path because the whole world is dependent upon borrowing. Everybody is borrowing. Who's giving, we don't understand, isn't it? Who's giving, we don't. Everybody is borrowing. See, if you have to borrow, somebody has to give. No. In the society, if everybody is the borrower, then who's the giver? Who's the giver? It means you are the giver and you are the borrower. Does it make any sense? Are you able to follow? See, who's giving? You. Who's borrowing? You. Rotation போட்டார் அவரு. வாங்கி கொடுக்குறது இங்க வாங்கி இது ஒரு middle path. Middle path implies if you have the right understanding about middle path in relation to wealth, what will happen? No loans, no borrowings. That's all. No loans, no borrowings. How much ever you can justify it. After the class, people say, but loan for constructive purposes is okay, no, sir? He'll say, yeah. Correct. Take. Now, what to do now? Because a button on the, isn't it? Loan under all circumstances is loan under all circumstances is moving in extremes. That's it. Take it or leave it. No, sir. But for necessary, for health purposes, it is okay to take loan, sir. For children education, it is okay to, because they come up with all political questions, sir, where you necessarily have to say, yes, go and borrow. They come up with questions where you have to necessarily agree and say, yes, borrow. Vedanta doesn't get emotional like that. It says, no borrowing, full stop. Middle path in relation to wealth is no loans. Adam book la edirukkaru. Suppose if you have a doubt, ask him. Don't ask me. Okay, he is only saying middle path means no borrowing, no loans. Second, attention to the physical body. So first level is wealth. What is middle path in relation to wealth? Ore principle da. What if you do, you are following middle path in relation to wealth? No loans. Now you have followed middle path. But sir, business, personally, I don't take loans, but for business, it's okay to take loans, no, sir? Answer is, what is the answer? No. Then how to do business? That's your problem. That's your mind's problem, because it is the mind that is craving for it. And you are yielding to the temptation of the mind, you are yielding to the craving of the mind, and you want the Shastra to support it, it is going to say no. So middle path in relation to wealth is no loans. Borrowing goes out. Second, middle path in relation to body. Next week only we'll conclude the middle path. In relation to the body, physical body, what is extremes? In relation to the physical body, what is extremes? At one point of time, the person will be body conscious. At another point of time, lazing around. At one point of time, extremely body conscious. At another point in time, not even getting up from the bed, isn't it? Bed coffee, bed breakfast, bed lunch, bed dinner, isn't it? Opposite of that is, at some point of time, the same person will be 3 hours, 4 hours exercising. The mind moves in extremes. Now, what is middle path in relation to? What is middle path in relation to physical body. The middle path in relation to physical body again is very simple. Principle a discomfort before eating. Principle B, no discomfort after eating. A discomfort before eating. A discomfort before eating is called hunger. Discomfort after eating is called overeating. Overeating. So what is middle path here? When the discomfort of hunger goes, stop eating. That's all. Stop eating. The hunger has gone long back, but it is tasty. The last batch of mangoes, sir. Now the last batch of mangoes. So I'll just have to, because anyway, I'm not going to have for the next 8 months. No. Anyway, since I'm not going to have for the next 8 months, might as well have two extra now. Physical body is only in relation to two. Physical body is in relation to eating and keeping it moving constantly. That's all. Two middle path in relation to the physical body is movement and eating and movement. That's all. Either the person will constantly move or go and sit, constantly moving, looking at the watch. Steps, isn't it? Oh my God. Still 3,000 steps is there for today. Oh, 10,000 steps I did for 2 months. That's more than enough. Now for the rest of the lifetime, I need not even do anything. Extremes. What is middle path? The middle path in relation to physical body is taking care of it rightly. Taking care of it rightly. And how do you take care of the body rightly? Eating and movement is regulating. The eating and movement is the proper way of taking care of the body. It's not neglecting. It is not being body conscious. Again, it is not neglecting. It is not body conscious. This is in relation to the body. The third one is in relation to the senses. Carefully follow. Body and senses are distinguished separately. That's why we are seeing it differently. The third point is in relation to the senses. There is a push and a pull. There is a push and a pull. The sense objects run after the sense organs run after the objects, and the sense objects draw the senses towards them. This is the push and the pull. Again, the push and the pull. The sense organs runs after sense objects. The sense objects draw the senses towards them. This is the push and this is the pull. The human beings are a victim of this movement. What is the middle path? What is the middle path in relation to the senses? Not fearing the contact, not indulging in it. Kurmonganiva sarvashaha. Bhagavad Gita. Middle path in relation to the senses is like the tortoise, like the kurma. Bhagavad Gita, he is given that formula. And what does the tortoise do? It's contracting. The moment the danger comes, it quickly withdraws. It's not withdrawn all the time, nor does it blindfoldedly run. As soon as the danger is sensed, it quickly withdraws. Therefore, the senses contact the respective, the sense organs will contact the respective sense objects, but an alertness is there for the danger. The moment the danger comes, swiftly it withdraws itself. Swiftly it withdraws itself. Just to follow the middle path and maintain the right equation with the senses. 3. 4 is in relation to the emotions. 5 is in relation to the intellect. 6 is in relation to the spiritual path itself. These 3 we will take up in the next session. So we'll continue the discussion of middle path in the next session. With this, we conclude for